Woof! Hello, everyone. Welcome to Two Dogs Digs Tuesday night live hall pass. Tonight, one of our favorite shows, and I think a lot of people, I know it's Andrew's, one of Andrew's favorite shows because he said it in the craft group. It's time for Thrift It or Throw It. We're looking at a bunch of stuff to decide whether you would do what we would do or we would do what you would do. It all depends on your attitude, I guess. I don't know. Let's say, I don't know. Somebody's got a flame emoji. I've got my other half here sharing the stage with me tonight because he's done a little bit of thrifting and throwing himself, and you'll see on a couple of things he decided it was something.
Throw a fit.
It was something worth flipping. That's a good idea, actually. We do, Andrew. We need a thrift or throw it emoji. So we'll have to figure out that one out. Thanks to everybody here who is a member, just like Flipistics. You'll see a little icon beside their name in the chat. They are supporters of us in Two Dogs Digs YouTube channel, which also supports us doing everything we do on Craft, the Canadian Resellers and Fantastic Thrifters group. And as a little sort of, by the way, if you are in our group, make sure to remember to go to YouTube. And when you go to YouTube, you go and you put in www.youtube.com, YouTube, Two Dogs Digs. And when you get to that page, make sure you click on the community channel, because every once in a while we're going to be posting things specifically for members on that channel. We'll also try and post some other stuff just in general. But for example, this week we actually have, and you can see that's live in the community, but if you click on the community, you will actually see we've done a post of a woof, which is a watch out for. So we're going to post some watch out fors every once in a while there, just as a little static or a little video there that's just for members. So thanks again to everybody who's here. Nellie was first in. Yeah, well, Tina was first, but she can't stay. So she's sort of first, and Nellie's replacement first, but never a replacement. We got Lisa, Kendra, Diana, Janet, Candace, Moo. Moo. Yeah, Heather's asking Moo. Antiquarian Bookman. Let's see what else we got here. I don't want to miss anybody. Emily. Hey, Emily. Our first thrifter to throw it, or second one has something to do with, I think, with you. It's your favorite show too. Holly, hello. Hey, Sherry. If you are in the craft group, make sure you bookmark Sherry's Whatnot Jewelry Show. And even just visit it for a minute. And when you visit it, click on the little love thing, because it helps people get extra potential views. So you added funny books to the Thrift Hall of Fail today. Oh, I haven't seen that one, so I will take a look at that. But yes,
from the school library. Things from the school library.
From the school library. Well, I think the first thing I'm going to actually talk about is something that, and I think I got it right, because I think Emily, you posted something about trying something in a local Facebook group. You posted that in the craft group. I think it's you. I can't remember, but somebody posted something about a fabric destash and looking at stuff like that. And so we happen to be, one of the first things that I'm going to show you today is we happen to be in this was today in our local, when it was actually there we go, and our local senior day too. And it was you, good. And so you made us think it was you, and it sold so fast. You made us think about this as we went in, and this is what we saw today. This entire rack that I actually would have passed it by, except strangely enough, like I just sort of might have driven right by it without noticing. Three of the people who worked at Value Village were talking about the stuff on this shelf end rack. And I stopped to go, oh, what's that? So this is our first thrifter to throw it. You can see in here, it's a bunch of potential for a bunch of, that's a little too big. Come on now, shrink down in size, smaller. All these different baggies, and they're all filled with rickrack, lace, something like that. And it's all sorts of different kinds. It's from a company. This one's from Raval Lace in Montreal. There were all sorts of different kinds of packages, and each of the packages, some of them were very plain lace in here. Some of them actually seem to have a little bit more to them. You can see there are patterns down at the bottom, but there weren't any good patterns. So you can see here. So if you looked at something like this and you saw a baggie, and let's assume you can see $3.99, $4.99, some were $7.99. If you saw baggies like this, what would you do? Would you thrift anything from it, or would you throw it? So John is immediately in there with throw it. That's the first thing that John is, throw it. And Emily, of course, would buy it. So Janet said she would thrift some, and Elisa would make herself a Victorian dress with it. Well, I'm not going to make a Victorian dress, but yeah, there was all these different batches, and I was looking at it trying to figure out, because some of them, like this first one here, this said like a style on it, 2.5 yards, but were about 4, I think, or 5 in each baggie, and they range from, this bag was $4.99. This one beside it happened to be $7.99 with this big sort of flouncy stuff all around it.
Yeah, there are a few more comments, Craigie.
Thrift for myself, not your thing. Dig through and see what's there. Well, that's just it. It's like, but I don't know much about this. So to try and dig through, Antiquarians, yes. Thrift. Andrew's throw. So it looks to me like we're about a 50-50 on this. So what did we do? Did we thrift it or throw it? We thrifted 2 of them. I thought I'd like to take a chance, and Emily's post made me think I should try maybe something like this. Not like what?
Heather's. I bet Craig got it.
So this is, and the reason, the couple that I bought is actually that yellow one right there. So you can see inside here. And the reason I bought it was, so it was $4.99, 50 or 30% off for Senior Day. So basically that takes it down to basically $4 Canadian, $3 US. So I'm looking at $1 a package. And again, the reason I got it was because I tried to make sure I got as much as I could that were sort of more on the interesting ones. I tried looking up Raval, couldn't find much on it. And I'm not really sure. So I thought, you never know what we're going to do with this. I can't get it out of that bag now that I'm trying to. So this one is actually a nice one with yellow trim on the outside of it. I got this one that is a combination of blue and pink trim. And then another one, which is a nice, so this one had 3. So basically $1 for each one. And luckily it has got the size. This says 20 yards. I don't know if that's really 20 yards. I might have to do a recheck on that. And then I also bought a couple that were by a different company, Dagenet Lace. But this one had a lot more in this bag for the same $4.99. So I spent about $6 on this. And yeah, it is kind of a dice roll. I'm taking a shot at it. I'm not sure whether I should go back and get more. That's the thing. There was so much there, and I thought I should pick it all up. And then I thought, well, I don't know if I should pick it all up because I don't know if it's going to sell. So I'm hopefully going to try and sell some of these. Yeah, I tried doing comps on the brand, and it's hard because when you do comps on the brand, it's all based on the pattern, and Lace has thousands and thousands of things in it. And then the brand itself, 1 or 2 of the brands had like different, nothing matched. There were buttons around, but we have buttons here that we have to get rid of. So until I sell those buttons, I'm not going to buy any other buttons. Not the buttons, not the candy buttons. Next was taking
drop buttons.
Every once in a while, we see stuff that's in a bag on the baggy wall, right? It's a baggy wall haul. This was something that I thought might be a neat find. This was actually, and there was actually 2 of them. These were baggies filled with those Glade plastic things to put the scented things in. And there were actually 2 bags filled with these. So it was $5.99. And you can see on those the types of things. They're basically a Glade plugins. Yes, I do remember I forgot to get the tattoo. I didn't get enough tattoo thingies, and then I'm regretting it. But it's an interesting thing because I can actually look back and go, that's the one thing about doing when you buy a little bit of something, it can become part of your your actual mantra now when you're going out. So if I sell these and they actually get good money, then the next time I haven't invested $100 in them like I did with the tattoos, but I can look for these and go, you know what? I see these things around a lot of times. So, but in the case of these things, the Glade things, bro, pass.
It's like 100% hard.
Wow, that's 100% pass. 100%, 100%, 100%. Everybody is like, no, you do not want to purchase those. Now, strangely enough, what did we do with them? I didn't. I passed. I did look at them seriously, though, because if you look up, and I don't know if Rick can do this while I'm talking, if you look up Glade plugins, you will actually see, we find these actually a lot still in their boxes in thrift stores. So, especially because the different kinds of plugins, they change the design of them all the time. So people who have a certain kind of plugin for their wall can't get the refills anymore. Or other people who like a certain kind of plugin can't find any of them at all anymore. Or their plugin part, the plug part, stopped working. And they love that, and they have all these other stock to put inside it. So one of the things that we looked at with that is whether or not we should consider it. And I don't know. I think when I looked it up, I couldn't see, and I couldn't test these, obviously. So I thought, you know what? At the $6, hey, Greg. Yeah, at the $6, I thought, I'll take a pass. I'll take a pass on these. We'll see what happens to them.
Yeah, I'm not finding any solds of any value.
Next, we move on to an area that Rick absolutely hates when I buy stuff from this, but you know I do buy stuff from this all the time. It's the, hey, Becky. It's the China shop, or the porcelain, or the plates, and the all things breakable. So this was this cute, really cute little
to the queen of refuse.
Such a cute set. Let's get baked. Want a piece of me? And again, it's funny that just earlier at Lisa said, not the buttons. It's the little gingerbread guys. And it was $3.99 for the set of 4. Hey, Susan! Yay! And the maker of them is usually what makes or breaks them. And the maker of this was Holiday Stuff. Porcelain, kitchenstuffplus.com. So, what would you do with this set of 4 Christmas gingerbread plates for $4? Would you... Opa! Break the dishes. Pass. Too expensive. Too expensive for 4 plates for $4? Pass. Emily's passed. Antiquarian's passed. If you tell me your name, Antiquarian, I can stop calling you Antiquarian. I don't remember who you are.
Antiquarian.
Antiquarians. I could say it properly. Hey, Andrew. For example, that's Andrew. Sherry is throw. Pass. No. Pass. Throw. Cute as a novelty. And I bet Craig bought them. Kendra, no. Throw. Well, they are so cute, aren't they? Michael. Thank you, Michael. I will try to remember that from now on. Rick can remind me.
Remind you of what?
That an antiquarian bookman is Michael. So I can say, hey, Michael, when I see his name. And they are so cute. And they're so cute that I went no. But you know why I went no? If those happened to be from Pottery Barn, that would have been a yes for sure. Because Pottery Barn, stuff like that, Christmas Pottery Barn, together, big money. The reason I said no was because they were from Kitchen Stuff Plus. That's the whole reason, is when I saw Kitchen Stuff Plus, and I'm not sure whether or not Kitchen Stuff Plus is a Canadian company, or if it is in the US. In Canada, it's one of those kitchen stores, so it's kind of like a
and if you look up Let's Get Baked on Google, all you see for the most part are marijuana references. So there you go.
Okay.
It's true.
Guys, Pikachu fans. Yes, Rick did do a happy dance on this one. Now, did Rick do a happy dance on this one? Or did I even bother making him do a dance on it? I saw this, and the first thing I thought of was, oh, it is Canadian. Okay. I thought, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. I looked at this, and I was like, ooh, ah, ooh, ah. And then I turned it over, and I went, ooh, ah. I thought it was a Catherine Home. And the reason because the design is so close.
It does look similar to Catherine Home, but she does mostly enamel.
So I'm just going to try and find an image of that to show you why. And this is why. Take a look. You see something like this. This is what this looks like to me. I saw this is kind of the same world. So if that had been a Catherine Home, we all would have known. I got to find it again. Sorry. But it wasn't a Catherine Home. But I still thought it looked funky. It is a Snow White is the pattern from Johnson Brothers. So let's say we've got yeah. So oh darn. Yep, Diana, oh darn. No, it's not the Lotus. It's Sherry's first thought when she saw it too. So yay, Sherry and I have our brains are working together. The wavelengths are there. Yes, it is enamel. It's still lovely. Yes. Elisa's Johnson Brothers stuff is very heavy stoneware, and you've sold some. Janet was fooled, but she would pass. Throw. A Whole New World badly. Thrift for sure. Andrew, some Johnson Brothers are worth it, but probably not that one. Yeah, it is scary, isn't it, Sherry? So what did... Oh, yeah, sorry, I forgot to show... In case I forgot to show, the price was $7.99. So this was today, so this would have been 30% off. So let's call it $5. So what did we do? We passed on that too. Why do we pass on
weighed
that?
like 8 pounds.
No, it weighed a bit, but one of the main reasons that we passed on it was because I did look up Snow White, Johnson Brothers Snow White, and it was an okay pattern. And the $7.99, even at $5, it was a little too much for us to think about putting into a max sold even as a possibility. Dawn saying no because she doesn't want to ship it. Hello, Dawn.
She also said 2 years ago she would have bought it. Not now.
Oh,
yeah. Going on God, I might have bought it without having
Michael. I'm just saying the name together. Yes, you dropped some knowledge. So this is in the same area. So we're in the same world. What are we looking at for this? This was an interesting bowl that I saw. And it's kind of strange because it's like got a really interesting pattern to it. It's actually scooped out on both of the ends, on each end. So this is a scoop down and a scoop down on it. It's called, is there one more in there? Yeah, it was $12.99, but it was 30% off. So call it a $10 thing. It was actually quite large. It's actually, if you can see it if you look at it there, you can see how big it is compared to glasses. So it's like 12 or 14 inches, like it's like that long. You can sort of see in the picture because you can see the glasses behind it. And again, so the maker on this one is... skipping to the next one, is Alan Compton, Royal Norfolk Pottery. So what would you do on that? It's I think it was a little heavy. I think that's what it's for. It's for bread or fruit, not an ashtray, unless you smoke extremely large stogies. A Whole New World Thrift for bread food. Okay, looks like a banana bowl. I guess you could use it as a banana bowl too. I mean, there's lots of ways you could use it. So Thrift. So I think on this one it's a watermelon server apparently. Oh, okay. You actually looked it up. Maybe it's a maybe. Thrift. Too big toss. Nope. Thrift. I love it. Again, this is another one of those 50-50. So what would we do with something that's a 50-50? Did we thrift it or did we throw it? We actually thrifted this one. The interesting thing, so we cleaned the inside of it cleaned out beautifully.
Barkeeper's friend.
With barkeeper.
Came right out.
So you can see on that first image, I'm going to flip Rick out for a second. You can see in there's all this green guck that was inside. And so I don't know why I went out of focus. I'm doing that a lot on this camera lately. So we decided to use the barkeeper's friend. The color, again, I like the shape. I really like the pattern.
Yeah, if we had appropriate display space for it, I'd probably want to keep that one.
And again, so if you look up, and again, part of the reason was I looked up the name on that, and it was Alan Compton. And the Alan Compton designs, they have some quite nice designs. It is good, sort of almost like an MCM type of thing on it. Is that what you call the color, Michael? Celadon? I hope to sell it on something myself.
Vintage Watermelon, Royal Norfolk, Alan Compton. There is one on Etsy as a watermelon pottery fruit bowl.
And price? Link?
Give me a second. I have to share my screen. I'm not good at this. You know that.
Yes, I do.
Where am I here? There we go.
Etsy for 60. There's one listed on Etsy for 60.
Oops. That's not it.
Okay. Never mind. Okay, don't worry, Rick.
There we go.
There
we go.
So somebody didn't put watermelon in. They're so good at their descriptions. I guess that's an easy way to hold the watermelon.
Yeah, the pictures aren't loading, so I'm going to remove it.
So next, let's go to something that's completely in a brand new sort of area for us. And we saw this, and it happened to be sitting on top of a bunch of stuff, and it is a Woodhouse family little wood stand. So it's a little stand for the Wood Mouse family. So it's a display stand, $7.99. It's a little house with stairs on it. And it is whoever the Wood Mouse family is. It is just this cute little display stand. Oh, yay. Cha-ching for Susan. What would you do with something like this? So the first thing I think of when I look at sort of display stands like that is even if it happens to be for things that people really don't necessarily want in general anymore, like Precious Moments or Pendelphin or Boyd's Bears or things like that, I always take a look at these things because you know that for all those ones that people are getting rid of, there are tons of people who are actually still keeping theirs. So it's thrift, throw, put it in Max Sold. It's a Franklin Mint thingy. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. Jana says, I'd look it up, but my first instinct is thrift, throw. So again, this is really interesting. Today is a real 50-50 on everything. It's sort of like other than that one where we had everybody saying, do not buy those other things, those Glade things. Everything's like a 50-50. So again, the reason I look at something like this is the potential for it to be, I've never heard of actually them either, the Wood Mouse family. I have no idea who they are. That's the other thing. Thrift, throw. Well, what did I do? I left it behind. Now, why did I leave it behind? Well, two reasons. One was this. They were selling for like $19 or make an offer. And so when you look at something like that, I did have to look this up, and it just wasn't enough profit in it for me. Second is literally the size. Because when you look at the size of this is a big bugger. So this was going to cost a lot to actually ship. There's one on Etsy for $95, and it'll stay there probably for a long time if you can find them elsewhere. So let's see what's next. So every once in a while you find things like that. It's weird, right? You look at it and you think it's cheap looking, it's weird looking. Would I end up buying this? Like, is it something that other people might want to buy? Well, how about this? This is I said this is what I consider to be a strange little fat child with a really bizarre Willy Wonka. It was by Sanko, made in Japan. So you can see in there, it's a Japanese, vintage Japanese, and it's a music box. Turning around on a music box that's wound by your hand, not a key by your hand. Turning. But what would sorry, this is a creepy looking guy. But and this one looks like, I said to Rick, if she was in blue, then I'd think it was Willy Wonka and Violet.
Violet, yes.
Had already eaten the blueberry and started blowing up, but so I got thrift it if it works. Throw it because it's creepy. Eek no, I'm scared. That belongs in fails. Thrift. No, probably throw, but you think about it. Well, what did pass? Run away. Thrift. What did we do? I didn't do anything with it. Ah!
It does work, but it is very creepy.
It plays the Candyman.
Yep. I didn't take the price off yet.
It's a little slow. So it was slowing down there. So yeah, it's a little hell take a sunrise. Sprinkle it with dew. Shove some chocolate in a child to watch them blow up too. I will. Now it kept playing in the car because he wound it up. And it would stop playing, and we'd hit a bump, and it would start.
And then it would play again.
So
yep.
It does. The sound makes sense.
It does look like the child catcher from Chitty Chitty Bang
Yes,
Bang.
that too. Yes,
and he caught one.
Yeah, that's also yeah.
There are actually 3 different designs of this. There's one with him with a couple of children, and another one with a little boy. I couldn't find the exact one on eBay, but I did find one listed for like $19.99 on Etsy.
So this is not to sell. So sometimes you find things and you just, No,
this is going to be something that I might hide in Craig's bathroom.
Or add Google Eyes to.
Oh, yeah.
Then you come across things so we're in the strange world now, right? So we just saw that little strange thing. So here is something else that kind of fits in that strange little world. It is. There we go.
No.
Clown bookends. Look at the little lazy clowns. Clown bookends. Now, the reason we looked at them, they're very 60s, 60s, 70s. They actually have a sticker on them. They are by Lefton, China. So surprisingly, blurry, but surprisingly, they are by Lefton, because I didn't think when I first looked at these that they looked like detailed enough to be Lefton. Oh, yes. Yay! Yes, I watched Up yesterday too. With Doug. And that's how we got Doug's name, yes. Except there's an extra G. There he is. There's our little Doug. So this is, they were $10.99. So they were a little expensive. $10.99 for the 2 pieces. So I'm glad they actually priced them. So sometimes I hate it. I see places that do this, thrift stores, and they price each bookend separately. Elise would have bought it. Oh, she thought it was one of those paint your own pottery pieces. Becky
It
does
almost looks like something from a paint your own pottery.
Well, I love what Becky says. She does that all the time, keeping little jewelry trinkets that amuse you. It's like your own little amuse bouche. He has his own shelf of those things. Actually, we both have a whole shelf in front of us here. I have a shelf up here that's filled with everything from.
You get a basement filled with boxes
have-
of stuff from your ute.
I have Pee Wee Herman. I have this that I don't even know what it is. I think it's some kind of, I don't know. It's got like almost Google eyes on it. I think it's like some kind of sugar dispenser or something like that, but I just like the look of it.
This is still my favorite piece.
I have a can of
these happy little fellas.
Genuine Florida Sunshine. And yes, there's the sticker. I paid $1.49 for this. So yes, we do have, and then there's the scary choir boys that are part of them. There's a couple more of them up here. So but yeah, so we were talking about these clowns, and we've got yes, pass, throw, thrift. If Heather had a bird, we have a Kevin actually too, somewhere up here too. So what did we do with the Lefton clowns? We left them
behind.
We left them behind. Now, why would we possibly think about leaving Lefton behind? Well, the name is tricky because if you're Rick, you're supposed to be looking these up as I'm talking. You're supposed to be filling. You're supposed to be filling in the thing that I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I gotta hire somebody new. I'm sorry. So Lefton is tricky because sometimes the name means something good, but other times the name doesn't mean yeah. So take a look at this. This is Lefton clowns.
Sorry, let me make that a little bit bigger.
So yeah, somebody's got them for $125, but why don't we check what most people have them for? Look at this. A pair for somebody's trying to look, you're Lefton. I'm writing them on top so you know that they're left $8. So it's really it's hard to get good help, man.
A single one sold.
That's all that's sold.
$7.15.
One, because somebody broke one half, and that's the only reason they bought one of them. So it's a tricky thing. About, I'd say 40% of you said thrift it, and I think what made you think thrift it was Lefton. So again, make sure you're trying to do some of your looking up at the same time. Because but then you might find something that even stumps you. It may even stump Google, like these. This is a set we just saw it. And I just thought these were so hilarious. So what they are is girls in glasses. So they're girls sitting in glasses. This one says numero uno on it. This one says naughty. This one says something else on it. Cheers, I think, on it. And what you can't really see is that they've been fitted into the glasses. They've like fitted right in. Now these were 3 pieces, and they were $12.99, and there was no discount on these. All 3 pieces.
Yeah, and this was in the States as well.
This was in the States. So if you saw something like this, what would you do with a set of 3 girls in glasses? Would for $12, $13? Throw. That would be horrible. Greg is thrift. Pass. No thanks. Buy for Pride Month. Yeah. They're an interesting. Throw it off the shelf. Pass. Thrift it to keep it. Pass. You'd be intrigued but won't run away. I'd say, how cute. And then throw. Pass. So, okay. So this is like running around like an 80% pass. And so what did we do? Give me 1 margarita. I'm going to show you I got. Give me 2 margaritas. Now, if you don't know the margarita song, you can look that up because I'm not singing the real words to it. Give me 2 margaritas. There's another one there. Give me 3 margaritas and I show you I care.
I got the naughty or nice.
All 3 of these for $13. And again, if you after the show is done, look up on YouTube, give me one margarita, and you'll understand completely what I'm talking about.
Or margarita TikTok.
Or margarita TikTok. So here's the thing that we thought was neat about them. We literally, there is no markings on these anywhere. Nothing on the glass itself. This is what, again, this is just what's so interesting. It's been made to literally fit inside the glass. The hair fits on the back, or in this case with that, on the lemon or the lime. And this Cheers one, they've even built it so that the bent foot sits right inside the glass. Now, I don't know if you would actually, there you go, and her hand and elbow sits right on. I don't know if you would actually drink out of these. Like, I don't think you, I guess you maybe take this out. Like, they're hilarious to display. But we had a little trouble, and then I said to Rick, have we found anything on them? And he literally found, he did a little bit of sort of magic, and this is what he found. There's a company called Hiccup. And take a look at these. Hiccup girls.
I couldn't find the exact glasses, but...
No, but some of those, the ones you've got there, that's on Amazon. And we actually did find a Hiccup on eBay that sold one Hiccup sold on eBay for $79.
Sorry.
Because we built our draft based on it. So again, it was a brand that you probably never think about looking at. You just sit there and go, these are funky. They kind of look a little on the cheap side. Man Cave Supreme. Yes, actually that is. They kind of are pin-uppy. They're really pin-uppy. So you put the liquid in the clothing, disappears. So yeah, I want you to think there's things that you could look at. Like
check out this one.
There's a guy, $53. I've never heard of these things before. But yeah, look, I'm just looking at what Rick had there. Like Wine Girl, $42. Are those the only three that are on there, right? 38, 68. So that's what's sitting in there right now. And again,
let me check solds.
One sold, $59.99. So again, you never know exactly what you're looking for. So if you see something silly or funky that you think, because some people might even think this is more like a dollar store type thing, but see if you can Google image it, do a little search, and then you never know. So we're hoping, we'll be listing these. We're hoping that $13 investment will net us $150 with all three minimum, like a $50 per each one. So
they won't be too difficult to ship.
No, the nice thing is because they're separate parts, you can wrap the girl and the glass really well separately.
Yes.
And there's a good idea, Hydron. Use burlesque as a keyword. That's a really good idea.
Ooh, okay.
They are cheap flossies. Yes. So again, if you want to have some fun afterwards, go and look up one margarita and you'll see what we're talking about. Since we're talking about glasses, let's talk about something else. We've had a margarita. Now it's time for a Mickey. Oops, got the wrong picture. Time for a Mickey. So I found this set of 4 Mickey Mouse glasses. They are, interestingly enough, they're anchor hawking. There's a little anchor on the underneath side. So if you saw a set of 4 of those Mickeys for $3.99, what would you do? Thrift those or throw them? So it's more of a sort of a classic. I'm talking, it's just the Disney logo on here. So the Disney logo means that it's post 1986. That's what you really want to think about. Is like if it's not Walt Disney Productions, Walt Disney Productions is from pre-1986. Post 1986, it will say Disney or other things on it, but it won't see that. Have they gone through the dishwasher? I don't know. It's hard to say from this. It's just on the shelf. Looking at them, I'm trying to decide. I don't know. Thrift. Everybody's thrift. Except for Nelly. Nellie, do you not like Mickey? What did Mickey do to you? No, just kidding.
Daisy says thrift too.
Thrift. Hey, Daisy. Thanks for popping in. Oh, so Nellie and Miss Precious Love have a thing against Mickey. Probably thrift at that price. Well, what did we do? I had to thrift at that price. It's like, come on. It's juice glasses. They're retro Mickey. So this is, I love the fact they actually have the back of them, which I couldn't show you in the picture, has the face and hands on the back. And they are actually very clean. So if they were, I don't know if they were ever put through a dishwasher, but they're nice and bright.
No, they don't look like they have dishwasher damage.
No, it doesn't look like they have dishwasher damage. So, but again, $3.99, and I got these today actually. So these were 30% off. So it was $3 Canadian, $2 US for the set of them. So
3 throws came in.
3 throws. Diana was thrown too. Oh, John.
And Dawn.
We had 5 throws. 5 throws. So now I didn't bother looking these up. Now, why didn't I bother looking them up? Because I like the classic Disney look. I like the classic Mickey look on these, like the colors. They really are 90s to me. They're from like when Mickey and Co. was doing a lot of stuff. Yep. It's a great image. It's a good size for kids. I love, again, the icons on the back. I will probably be listing these. I'm not sure whether I'm going to do them on eBay. I might list them on Etsy.
It's almost the right size for your juice in the morning. So
yeah, I might list them on Etsy. I probably am going to do them in, we've got an upcoming Disney show that's going to be on Whatnot. I will probably put them in pairs on Whatnot for like $15 a pair US. So hope to make like $20. They're not big money makers in any shape or form, but they're just another way to think about.
Yeah. Elisa wanted to know if you think they're fast food giveaways.
I don't think so, because if they were fast food giveaways, they should have the Burger King or Pepsi or McDonald's or Wendy's or any of those other logos on them, and there weren't any logos like that anywhere to be seen.
And Emily said that she would have bought them.
Oh, okay.
So you're not alone.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get rid of some of the things that we've shown already so I can make space on here and know what I've got left. Speaking of giveaways, here is something else that we look at. They were sold in sets of 4 and then later in dollar stores. I didn't know they were sold in dollar stores. That's interesting. This is a set of 5 Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 plastic cups. So this is the set of 5. There happen to be 5 of them. It was $2.99 for the 5 of these. And they were for the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1. I think that these are more like some kind of like Burger King or something like that. I'm just assuming, because they look more like they'd be that kind of giveaway type of thing. Doesn't say anything on that. On the pictures that I took, it doesn't tell me what it is. So let's see. May the odds be in your favor, but throw them. Nope. Throw. Everybody's throwing those. Throw. If it was Star Wars, maybe. I just noticed, Janet, I like your logo. I just noticed that. Wired to retire. I like that logo. I never noticed that before. Throw. Could have been a movie theater giveaway. If they were from the theater, I'd purchase if they only had Part 2. You're picky. I don't like Part 1 either. I only like Part 2 of that. Sherry's thrifting. Pass. Thrift, an easy 20, Greg says. And again, this is the neat thing. And Greg's got a great point there. Such a good movie, Thrift. Hey, Daisy. There's a really good point that Greg has. You guys know who your audiences are sometimes better than obviously we would ever know who your audience is. So Greg is looking at something like that going, I know that for me, this is an easy $20 for $3. Somebody else might look and go, I don't sell a lot of movie stuff, so it won't fit in with all my other things. So it's a way for you. This is what we hope with the show, is it's a way for you to maybe expand some of the thoughts that you had on stuff. But otherwise, you might go, oh, okay, it's not for me, but it could be for someone else. Now, in this case, is this something I thrifted or throw? I thought I thrifted them, but I can't find them.
Well, I can't find any sales, but I am able to find some listings. And it looks like all of the listings are from Canada, so it must be a Canadian movie chain giveaway. And they're listed for 30 bucks, 20 bucks, but there are no solds.
Okay. So if I did buy them, I threw away $3 because I can't find them. If I did buy them, I guess. So again, it could have been up to anybody as to whether it would have been good for you.
Are you sure they're not in the car still?
No, they're not in the car. So I know they're not in the car. Why I wouldn't do that.
No, I haven't seen them, so I did not throw them out by mistake, Elisa.
Sometimes, again, this is more in, since we went from like mocking jays, let's go from mocking jays to giant deer. I don't know. We saw this and it was $5.99, and it is a gigantic, and I do mean gigantic, deer telephone with a fake wood receiver. And there's your dials. There he was, $5.99. Take a look at this. What a dear thing it is. Oh no, it's and again, it's large. Would you thrift or throw something that is this large, a large plastic deer phone? Lord, we try and find things to amuse, Janet. Throw, says Andrew. It looks cheaply made. Thrift. Kendra's like, kind of awesome, but hard to ship with those antlers without breaking. Yeah, that's a big bubble wrap. Oh, hell no. Thrift for max sold. And again, that's a great point, Susan. Sometimes you think, as I said with the Greg thing, you might think about where you're going with something like this. Diana would thrift it, but give it to Bowen because they collect weird phones. That's a weird. Okay, Bowen. Laugh and then throw. Oh, it's plastic. Yeah, it's plastic. Tacky sells, but no. Thrift, says John. Pass, too scary for me. And what did we decide to do? Ring, ring. Sorry, no one home. So no, we passed on it. We did look at it.
There are some comps.
And it actually is comped pretty good, but the reason we passed on it is even at $5.99, it were two things that stopped us. One was the size. You can see they're selling for 19. That one's not it's not the same one.
Yeah,
that's the same one there that sold, yeah. But what stopped us from doing it was the size and not
we couldn't test it.
Because I didn't want to bring something like that home and then find out that it didn't work, because we've done that enough times. Does it make a deer noise when it rings?
What is a deer noise?
We don't know. That's true. People do, Daisy. They do love you. Have 3 deer heads. She doesn't need any more. So, Sherry, can you tell us what the deer noises are in writing? The only ones that I would know of is a car thump like that and Bambi. No, mama! Like, those aren't the right deer noises. I'm pretty sure those aren't the real kind of things that deer do.
No.
Well, it may not be deer to you, but is it a chicken? We're talking weird.
Is that chicken named Vanessa?
We're talking weird. This chicken's shopping. Look it. Right? Feathers.
Oh, sweet.
And it's $5.99. You almost heard a deer. Oh, they grunt. Okay. Wonder if that's the noise that it rings. So, I can see my house from here. So, no, I don't. This is. Hello. Chicken lady from Kids in the Hall, for those of you who are old like us and Canadian like us.
Callista Gingrich at the Vienna Ball.
Thrift it. Huh?
I said Callista Gingrich at the Vienna Ball.
Sherry wants it. Thrift it. You're passing. Somebody had that in their house before they donated. Yes, Kendra. Oh God, I can't stop looking at that. Definitely throw. Oh, that's such a good idea to put tiny eggs in the purse if I thrifted it. No? Well, what did I do? I look beside you, Rick. There's a little red bag. Other side.
No, is there? Oh, you did. I would have killed you if you hadn't bought it. Oh, she's glorious.
Kind of chicken run like. I don't know.
There are no tags.
No, there's no tags.
I love her. Thank you.
I had to get it for him. Just like
he would have heard. He would have heard it if he hadn't.
Yeah, I probably would have heard it if I said I didn't get it, but he didn't know that I got it. I literally snuck it in the bag and put it beside him in the bag where he wouldn't necessarily find it. So
there we go.
Now here's something that I really like. 10 minutes left, and again, just as a reminder to anybody who is in here, thanks again for everybody who is supporting us in the in the Kennel Club. It's $2.99 a month. You get those cute little icons that you get beside your names when you're in here in the chat. You can do the special little emojis that you get in there as well. And my reminder is just that we are doing a show that we talked about before, which is our next Sunday. It's our Dealing in Dolls, a guide to reselling modern finds. So we're going to do about an hour-long show live, only for members. And it is going to be all about what to look for at garage sales and flea markets and thrift stores, and what to avoid. So we're going to take you through some basics on everything from basics on Barbie, what you should look for in Barbie, what you should pass for in Barbie, how to identify things to help you with the finds you have on Barbie, and as well as talk about things all the way up to like modern dolls. So stuff that's selling right now. We're going to take you through from the 60s, 50s, 60s, all the way through, talk to you about good, bad, and the ugly, and what you should pick up and what you should pass. And then again, for those of you who are in the Kennel Club, when you see something like that, I always say, don't hesitate. You can message me directly, like Heather Beckoff often does. Sends me pictures and says, look, I've got this coming up at my local auction. What do you think of it? What do you think I should bid? So I love helping people like that. So it's a really good thing for you as well. If you are supporting the Kennel Club, I give you that extra little bit of support. So that's next Sunday. I believe it's at 5 p.m. that we got it set up. And it will be there for you who are in the member group forever. It's like it'll be there so you can go rewatch it. You can watch parts of it, anything along those lines. So thank you. And this Rick's big thing from Crazy Rich Asians. Bok Bok, I might have one of the photos. I don't know if that's good or bad though. Well, the photo's generic. It's not like I had to get a photo to do this. So remember, this for those of you, we'll see you next Sunday on that. So, but back to Thrift It or Throw It and see. Sometimes you think of something, and there are some things that are I don't know what's the right word for it. I'm not sure if I'm using this correctly. The paragon of your searches. Is that the right way to use that word? Is that a way to use it? I don't know. So I found this. This is really cute. It's in the teacup section, but it's got two handles. I don't know if that's a teacup for people who like going like this. If it's a teacup, if it's a soup cup, I have no idea. But what I do know is that when I flipped it over, when I flipped it over, it says Paragon. And this is one of the big things to look for in teacups is Paragon. And what's the other one, Rick?
Oh, Ainsley. The number of warrants.
Paragon and Ainsley. No, Paragon and Ainsley are two names that you look for all the time.
No, Ainsley, Paragon, Shelley.
Greg, the time is 5 o'clock Eastern time, so 2 o'clock in the afternoon Pacific time next Sunday. Susan says it's a soup bowl, cream soup, drunk people teacup, soup, broth cup, Thrift it. Holy Grail, double warrant. Now, is that what this is? That what that means? Double warrant? The two
Yes,
things beside
the
each other?
warrant is by appointment of Her Majesty the Queen. A double warrant is actually for, I think, the Queen and the Queen Mother.
Oh, okay. So we got everybody saying thrift it, thrift it, thrift it. Now, here's the interesting thing, though. There's the pair. There's the warrant, double warrant. There's the saucer that matches, right? It's the matching saucer. Doesn't have the same mark. So I don't know. Do I thrift something like this or throw it? I've got a cup with a pattern that matches the saucer, but shouldn't they both say double warrant on them? That's what I would think if I was looking at something like that. Thrift, thrift, thrift. They may have been produced at separate times, like same pattern, different production dates. Well, then how did the person get the one and put it with the other? Like that's just weird. But it looks like everybody says buy it. I don't know what this is. Messing.
Oh, that's Heather's big teacup sale.
Oh, right. Maybe the teacup. Maybe one is the teacup saucer of another pattern. Cup is older. Replacement pieces. You found it listed for $45. Well, so this is the set. And in fact, it wasn't just the one, was it? Did we thrift it or throw it? Well, I thrifted it. Not only the one, but I managed to pick up 5. We're sitting there beside each other.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll be able to hold up all 5.
You don't have to hold up all 5. 5 were sitting there beside each other. I'm going to put you in the big screen, right? And those 5 were all $5.99. They all pinged it well.
Yep.
And it was senior day. And it was 3:30 in the afternoon. So these didn't even cost $5.99. They cost me $4 for 5 of them. That's $20 for 5 of them. There were seniors all over them, like all around them. How did they not pick up a Paragon double warrant cup? So yes, we did obviously pick that up. I don't know anything about the price. I didn't even look up prices on it. I did a quick picture look when I was trying to do this with my Google phone because Rick was not available. So he's my teacup guy. So
I was napping. You can say I was napping.
He was napping. And I couldn't find them. Everything in Google did not show me double, and I didn't know to call it a broth cup or anything like that. So, yes, once you get to be a senior, you won't have senior envy. Bouillon cups. Bouillon. Sorry. A murder of seniors, I think it would be. So, yes, it was
soup and cream bowls.
Soup and cream bowls. Well, to end off the show, I got 2 more things I think we'll do before we end the show. Let me just see if I can find them.
Yeah, we're almost at an hour. So.
Yep. So, I'll do this one then. So this was one of the other things that I saw that I just really wanted to try and figure out what would I do with something like this. This is a gigantic. I don't even know if I can make the thing show on the screen properly. It is a big metal candlestick holder, like candle holder. It is heavy, heavy metal. And if you can see beside it, there's vases and stuff that are around it. And the vases that are around it are all like 16, 18 inches or so in terms of the height on them. I took a look. It's $24. So that's a big thing. That's a big price on this. Is it a menorah? I don't know. It is a menorah. You're both saying it's a menorah. Just, I guess, because the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But where is the center Isn't a menorah supposed to have one in the center? I don't know. Elisa, brutalist pieces are up and coming in popularity. Menorah. Looks dangerous. A possible menorah. Well, the underside of it had this sticker that, again, I've never seen. Fair art. Not Ferrari. Fair art. Frart. 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 A Ferrart artisan, like Montreal. So you know it came from Montreal because Ferrart artisan is not easy to say. One rabbi, 8 crazy nights. It's to the right above the sticker. Interesting, but you pass. Well, this was something that I thought, this is interesting. Should I look at it? I wasn't Thrift. I wasn't really sure of it. And then I did a little bit of looking for art with the sticker you would have bought, Thrift. Well, this is what I found, and pass at that price. Tina, would you still pass at that price if you saw that? Amazing 1970s candelabra by Fair Art of Quebec, $225. I actually, and there it is there. That's it with jingles in it. And there's Rick holding it. Again, now this is one of those things that we don't know how long this will live in our house because it is funky. Like,
I don't think it's a menorah, though.
It's hard to say. Holy moly. So it is fart art, yes. If research support, but it's like, again, it is gorgeous, and that's just it. It's the thing that I actually went against. Strangely enough, this was something that was on senior day on a top shelf at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I already had the Paragons in, but he got up. He was up this time. So he woke up, and I saw he was awake, and I sent him the thing. So thanks for popping in, Roadrunner. We're on our way soon, too. So we grabbed it. I grabbed it because it was like $18. And I thought, you know what? If I was at an estate sale and I saw this for $20, I wouldn't think twice about it. If I was at a flea market and I saw somebody who had this for $15 to $20, I probably wouldn't think twice about it. I'd figure out what I was doing with it afterwards, but I'm pretty sure this is going in our house for a little while. And then if it goes anywhere, might be max sold. Might very well be Etsy because we just sold some brass deers for $200 on Etsy. So you never can tell, and it is 1970. So thanks again to everybody for joining us here on our Thrift It or Throw It. Yay! Next week, I'm not sure what our show is going to be. I think I'm going to do a show specifically about fast food toys. Why? Because I got a bunch of them. So I thought everybody might like learning a bit about them as we learn. So we're going to do a show and learn about it with you. I know it's kind of backwards. We bought the stuff before we actually learned about it, but I had to. So I had to do it because the box of stuff I got was $10, and I had to get that for $10. So now I got to learn what the heck I'm going to do with it. So I'm going to learn over the next week, and next week is going to be all about fast food toys. Should they make you as a reseller McHappy? Thanks again, everybody, especially those of you who are watching us, who are joining the Kennel Club. And again, we will see all of you Sunday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific for our live dealing with dolls. Go out, find some stuff, try something a little different. Maybe find a Paragon, but if you can't, get a chicken. Everybody needs a big chicken with a handbag. I don't know. Well, at least this guy needs a big chicken with a handbag, right?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
Thanks, everyone.
Yes. And
that was a hint for you to hold the chicken up, but you obviously hadn't. It was like, buck.
Buck.
Give me one margarita. I'm going to. Go look that up. And then don't blame me for saying that. Say, everybody.
Bye.
Time to have a drink. Drink your poos.